Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be going over the reworks for Orochi and Peacekeeper that were introduced in Season 6. First, we will be going over Orochi because I feel he will be the hardest to cover and take the longest to go over. Orochi was given several new options in his rework for how to use him, and has since been bumped up on several tier lists that aren't official, because For Honor has no official tier list, unfortunately. If it did, it'd probably be very, very terrible, but nonetheless. So let's just disable the moveset right here. And first off, Rushing Wind was changed to better act as an opener. I'm going to set you to stay still, so you do that. Stay still. I said stay still. Oh, I didn't do the right one. So, Rushing Wind, more or less, it can now be done just by backdashing and heavy, and you can change what direction it comes from. The right is the fastest, clocking in at about 233 milliseconds, which is the fastest attack in the game. Now, you might be thinking that was not 233 milliseconds. This is because you can now, the attack does not show until you actually, until you are actually close enough. So, for instance, see how the indicator did not show until he got extremely close to me. That shows the other two aspects, which is the left one. Oh, it also has a speed. It also has a time limit on when he'll actually finally do the attack. So, but he reaches a lot further than he used to. The left one. In case you guys didn't see that. And then we have the top one, which tracks dodging. So if I were to allow the bot to dodge, watch. It tracks his dodging. And this will catch your opponents off guard, though for some reason the Orochi is blocking it, even though he's supposed to have a reflex guard. So I don't quite know what that's about. But, yeah, these attacks are significantly faster, and can also be changed up with moves, as well as the top one tracking and dodging in case you know your opponent is going to dodge, making it very useful against assassins and shinobi, unfortunately. So I know Orochi counters shinobi even more. Would you look at that? And that does it for Rushing Wind. His lights have now been sped up. All opener lights are now 500 milliseconds. Meanwhile, the second lights are for second and third lights, I believe, are all 400 milliseconds. As well as he's got new chains as well. If you look closely, yeah, we have a pretty significant change in the combos that he's able to pull off, such as Gale Force sweeps, Maelstrom slashes, and I'm pretty sure Tidal Wave slashes was Cyclone slashes. I don't remember. But yeah, now you can either choose to finish with a heavy or finish with two lights. That's pretty much how the moveset works. Either finish with a heavy or finish with two lights. That's how this works. But you can choose what to finish with after that. So as soon as you do your first move and your second move's a heavy, that will finish your chain. But there is a silver lining. Oh wait, there's a silver lining to that, but we'll get to it shortly. Riptide Strike has now been turned into basically a simple light. You do not have to have your guard on top as you used to. All you have to do is simply back dodge and press a light. Gear stats are on, so this isn't reliable. Turn that off. So yeah, I'm just show the damage values again, just in case you guys missed that. You're all 17. Okay, so Riptide Strike now does 22 damage, even though it's a light. It's a pretty strong light. And it also is given more iframes during attacks. So if I tell the enemy Orochi to... Oh, missed it. Heavy attack. There's a lot more iframes there. The last second there. So yeah, it's a pretty useful counterattack now. Even in ganks, where I find it's extremely useful with slip through, doing about 34 damage, which is pretty significant. And there's a new silver lining that has made Orochi probably one of the best things ever. And that is his new aspect. That is his new hero-specific property, which is finisher recovery by dodging. This is well, basically after the end of any attack that finishes a chain, you can dodge to cancel your recovery. And since Orochi has dodge moves, including the Rushing Wind and Riptide Strike, this allows him to basically do pseudo-infinite chains, if you guys are seeing what I'm saying. For instance, you could open with Rushing Wind, and keep the chain going. But of course you won't have that near as much as that stamina actually fighting an opponent, but that gives you a good idea of what you can do. After every 3 attacks, or 2 if you used a heavy really early, you dodge to immediately cancel your recovery and start another move. This leaves you open to guard break in case you were blocked, but it also leaves you very open to a lot of possibilities if you, say for instance, do 3 lights, go back, I try to dodge that, and so on and so forth. And then you also got the fact that you could feint your heavies, and you could also feint Riptide Strike. But another property I found out that I'm going to share with you guys that never really was mentioned is you could change Riptide Strike's direction mid-run, past a certain point. So yeah, I don't know exactly what the details are on that, but I know you can change it mid-run if your opponent decides to dodge, like block last second or dodge last second, making it a pretty powerful move and opener. And since it's extremely fast, the indicator only showing up whenever you're extremely close to your opponent, this makes it one of the best openers in the game and one of the fastest attacks in the game as well if you do it from the right side, aka his left. Remember, your direction is inverted across opponents, so if you're ever fighting at Orochi, block left, block left, block left, block left, and then do whatever you got. And that about does it for Orochi. I haven't mentioned all that much, but do keep in mind, this did significantly affect him. It's like the Berserker Rework all over again. And now if we change our hero, we're going Peacekeeper now to show you what was changed to Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper wasn't changed near as much as Orochi, but at the same time she kind of was. She was given very little, but she was also taken a lot away from. now she's been one of the best character, I think. The best character in the game for 3 seasons? 2 seasons? 2 seasons. Almost 3. And she has been basically brought down to an average level. So I don't know why I changed it to Peacekeeper, but now all her damage is nerfed. Yeah, that's a pretty significant nerf. I'm just going to let you see all the damage values, because, like, that's better than nothing. Also, you will, bleed stacks, so yeah, the damage values aren't exactly the same throughout. You could literally make them bleed to death. But apparently the regenerate won't let you go past a certain point, which is okay. Learning something new every day. Also, her soft feints were nerfed. She can no longer instantly soft feint to her guard break. Instead, she has a slight delay between when she does it. As well as her max punishes were kinda nerfed. See, I threw her sideways, but if I were to allow her to block, counters, block. Here we go. See, she can't do it anymore. Unless you throw them to the side. So if you were to do it forward, PK no longer can punish you. So the only safe thing the PK can do to punish you now is do that or throw you to the side. So I'm glad they fixed that somewhat. Give it a little bit more what she could do. The zone has also been changed so that if you input a light just after your first one, it will automatically do your bleeding light. Oh wait, I have to turn you off of blocking. There we go. Or you can just feint it as normal. Also, her last heavy has been given the ability to self-feint. So yeah, lots of mix-up potential in PK now, but at the price of damage values. Which I personally enjoy. Now PK is actually semi-fun to play, as well as her damage. She's not basically broken as she was. So I quite enjoy how PK has turned out, and there's not much that changed with her. It's mostly just a flat nerf. Her soft feints were delayed, her light and heavy damage was lowered, but she was given proper mix-up potential, which I enjoy. If you guys did like my little tutorial over the reworks and you want to see more, please make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and put a comment down below, and I will see all you dudes in the next video. See ya!